So we're going to work on one of these wigs from the book. This is one of the female dancers, and she wears this particular wig for the ending of the show for the Bollywood section. And this is a human hair wig, and it is lace front. You can see that I've already blocked this wig on this wig block, and I have my wig blocking tape going all the way around the lace. And I have several pins, a lot of pins, going around the lace to make sure that the lace is flat. And that I have a lot of pins so that I don't have just 3 or 4 different stress points, but all of the stress points are dispersed amongst all of the pins so that the wig doesn't pull from one side to the other and potentially tear the lace. All right, so before I start, I like to spray down the hairline, because if you spray down the hairline, you can get all of the baby hairs in the front and hopefully catch them as you get ready to braid this wig so that you don't have all of the flyaways from the baby hairs. So I like to spray the front. And before we get started, this wig is meant to have a deep off-center part. This is the center seam. And I pick a seam on either side of the center. And that's where I part the hair, because this is slightly like the recession part of the hair. So I'll just pick a side. I think she normally wears it to this side. So I'll pick a parting off this side. And our sectioning, basically what we're going to do is do a plait, a French plait, a French braid, Dutch braid, however you want to call it. And this is about, say, 2.5 inches deep, this section. This braid is going to go from here all the way around to the side, and from this part here all the way down and around. And we will continue braiding the hair all the way down to the ends of the hair and connect these 2 braids in the back so it pulls this off of the face like this. So I'll start with that. So I'm going to stand up for part of this. And take a section. And begin to braid it. I find that it's easier for me to braid hair that is damp. I can get the braid tighter, but that's one of those things, a personal preference. Trying to braid this as quick as I can so that I don't have you sitting watching very long. All right, I'm getting towards the bottom of this section. And as I get towards the bottom, excuse me, I want to start to kind of pull my braid towards the back as I'm braiding, because we're going to end up pulling this braid back here. So I want to kind of shift my direction of this braid so that it kind of flows towards the back. And I'm only braiding down to the corner of the hairline in the front, because the back is meant to look like it's hanging in the back. So with that, I'll show you in just 1 second. All right, so that's the edge of the hairline right here. I want to just make sure I just got the hair right there. And I let all the hair behind that section just hang, because that hair is meant to hang freely anyway. So now that I've gotten it to the edge, I'm just going to take these 3 and just finish out the plait. And you can kind of pull it, this is what I would say, pull it towards the back, because you're going to end up attaching it in the back to the other side, the other plait from the other side. And you're going to braid it down all the way, almost to the end of the hair. And then you can just kind of let it hang. This is going to, again, attach in the back center to the plait that's coming from this side. So just let that hang for a second. And we can work on the other side. So from this side, straight down to the edge of the hairline. The edge of the hairline is right here. So if you want to just part that up. So we're going to grab this hair and we'll just follow this parting. And we'll brush that to the back. And you can pin that to the back to keep that out of the way. So we can work on this little section here in the front. Again, some people find that it's easier to grab the hair if it's slightly damp. So I'm going to spray it just a little bit. And brush the little baby hairs in. And I can start braiding. All right, so I've made it to the end of this plait, and I'm just going to continue to braid down. All right, and this I will attach to the other side. But before I attach that to the other side, I like to gather all the hair that's going to hang in the back and just give it a spray of water, just so that we can tame all of this, all of these flyaways. This being human hair, you don't have to put anything in it. You can just spritz it with water. And the curl pattern is natural, so it's meant to have like a nice wavy texture, body wave to it. So I will show you that in 1 second. So we spray the top of it to get that nice and smooth. Use this type of elastic band to connect the two pieces, because I used to use these rubber bands and they would break midway through the performance. So use something heavy duty like this, and grab the two pieces and secure that in the middle, in the back. All right, after you secure that, this is the hairstyle. We're going to spritz all this down. You can go ahead and loosen that up just a little bit. All right. We're going to give this a nice dousing of water. You want this to be really saturated, because that's the way the curl pattern is going to pop back into place as it dries. So, excuse me, I am really spraying this where it's almost dripping. Pick it up, spray the inside of it. Get the ends. Give it a brush. Spray it again. All right, so now that we've got it sprayed down and we've gotten all the tangles out of it, then you can take it and you can squeeze it and scrunch it back up so that that natural curl pattern will pop back into place when it's dry. See how it's getting kind of curly now? When it dries, it will dry with that curly texture to it. And this is done. It'll take about 7 or 8 hours for this to completely dry, and it will be ready for her to wear it for her performance.